Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
Hello, there we go. On to the Network-A-Thon podcast right here at Dave and Buster's.
Exactly.
Maryland Heights. There you go. Talking about it's the first kickoff podcast for the third quarter of Network-A-Thon. We are at Dave and Buster's, as I said, partying along with our friend and host, Mark Breimer.
Mark Breimer.
Hello.
Who is that guy?
That's me, I think.
So tell us about how your year's been going. We're into the third one of this year.
Yeah.
I understand you have not slept in about 3 weeks. So what's going on here?
Getting all ready for this, right?
I was born ready. No, actually, we should have a great crowd today. About 150 people plus, ready to network, make connections, make the second half of the year amazing.
So give the quick pitch of the Network-A-Thon. What is that, and why should people come?
Oh, because we're amazing. Duh. No, all joking aside, a lot of events you walk in the door, and that's it. They say thanks for coming, and you wander. With us, we actually walk you up. We use these flags. We walk you up to whoever you want to meet, so you get to direct your own event at our event.
Sounds really expensive.
It's super expensive.
Yes.
You know what? It's free.
It's free?
Well, only if I
I'm
like
not charged for coming in here.
I was told there would be cake, too.
Yes.
Well, that's a band. You could probably listen to it with all the radio equipment you got.
Right, gotcha.
Right. So why is it, or what kind of people, like, what's the audience here? Like, who are you going to connect with?
Sure. So either you're a business owner looking to connect with other business owners, or people who can support your clients that have sales rep positions, or be a sales rep looking to grow your income, grow your account base. And well, we all know that if you help a customer that you have with something other than what you do, they're more willing to buy from you. So the bigger network you have, the more valuable you are, the more successful you are. Very simple.
There you go. There you go.
So we've talked about this a couple of times. This is our third one for the year. Oh, someone's wanting to say hi to you while we're on the podcast. Hello, sir. We are doing this all the time, but we never really hear the afterwards.
As far as
How the meetings went. What happens the weeks after? What goes on after these things? Let's talk about some of that little interaction that goes on after coming here.
So the whole goal today is to connect you to as many potential people that you can do business with or network with as possible, or networking organizations or groups.
Right.
From there, it's up to you to follow up and have coffee meetings, grab lunch, and then see where the magic happens from there. This is just to have short conversations, like a quick, hi, how are you? Saying, this person's not scary. They actually have value for me and my network. Let's switch cards, do our blink card, whatever that is, and move on for later reconnection. This is just like a quick intro versus hey, here's my life story. Let me tell you about my favorite pet as a kid.
Totally.
But I guess what I'm asking is, we've done this for a couple this year. Tell us from 2026, maybe some stories you've heard of how some of the connections have gone from people in this room, or even when we're doing it over in Kansas City. Some of the success stories, non-success stories, any of that kind of stuff.
I mean, I know that I've had a couple people who have found out about networking organizations they didn't know existed.
Right.
And they actually got into networking because they saw it on Eventbrite. They didn't know much about it, but knew they should probably network.
Right.
And because of that, they now have a network that they're building to grow their business. And that's happened with multiple people.
Tell me, so, and you preach this a lot, but talk about the fact that when you're meeting people at these Network-A-Thons, you're bonding. The whole idea behind a network is maybe that person is not the right person, but that person knows the right person for
Correct.
you, right?
Selling
guy.
Yeah, selling through, not to.
Yeah.
So if you're selling the person in front of you, that's one person. If you're selling through people and building trust and relationships ongoing, they have a huge network. I always laugh about the commercial years ago where they had one person standing in front of another person for a phone commercial, and there's millions of people behind them. That's really what networking comes down to, is building single connections to get to other people and help people benefit from what happens.
Right. And what I love about the Network-A-Thon in general is everybody's here with smiles on, nice, very friendly people who just want to connect with other people.
Right.
They just want to talk to other people, and that makes sense.
Of course. I mean, it's one of those things where we've been doing this for 10 years now, and I can't say I've ever had to ask more than one person to leave in 10 years.
Well, there was that incident.
Well, keeps telling me to get out.
Okay, now it's going to be 2. No, really, we've been very lucky. We have great people in this community, as well as our Kansas City community that have their best intentions, and it's a benefit for everybody. It helps us meet people because the great thing about this is a lot of people not work in a little community. This brings the whole community. So we get people from Wentzville and people from Edwardsville in
all
the same
over St.
room,
Louis
and they would
area.
never meet. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, we can share clients. We can do this. We can do that. And that's what happens.
Yeah. And St. Louis is not the Missouri side only. It's the
Correct.
Illinois side as well.
It's not like Kansas. We're Kansas or Missouri. You have to make a choice.
You can go to high school anywhere in the metro area.
Exactly. So we wouldn't be doing you justice if we didn't talk about your real job. Tell me, where do you work?
Where do I work? Well, I own Office Supply Solutions. We've been around for 17 years.
Office Supply Solutions?
You'll never guess what we do. Yes, it's office supplies.
I'm betting you sell chairs.
We do. We sell chairs. We sell office supplies.
I bet you sell
Printer
pencils.
We do. Actually, we have a deal going with a well-known sports team in town. They're doing a backpack program, and we are filling their entire order. Turned in less than a week for them. A lot of items. So they're trusting us to do
Love
that.
it. Love it. Love
So
it.
speaking of which, office supplies, that's not just for your office, though. We got some school coming back.
Yeah.
How do you handle some of these school things? You were talking about backpacks, but
Yeah.
can just a regular layman walk in and say, I need 87 number 2 pencils and 97 binders and all this
Well, we
other stuff?
prefer them to call because we don't have everything in stock, but we can get it very quickly within the same day usually.
Yeah.
And we will deliver, so you don't even have to come in. Just call us, email us, we'll take care of the rest.
That's what I love about Office Supply Solutions is the fact that you go to your customer.
With our own drivers, too. We don't have some courier company show up. We show up with our own people that we trust in your environment even.
And how would we know that they're from Office Supply Solutions?
Well, number one, they're going to have a box that says that. They're most likely going to have a shirt that says that. But they're going to look professional. That's why you're really going to know that, because no one else in town is a local business that delivers with their own drivers that are professionally dressed.
Love it. Love it. Love
All
it.
right, so if someone wanted to find your place and do these things, how would they get to you?
Well, you could call 314-227-6771. We usually pick up within the first 2 rings, no machine. Or you can go www.officesupplysolutionsllc.com, and we'll take care of it.
Love it. Love it. And for Network-A-Thon, if you can't make it to this Network-A-Thon, which we're currently streaming on the Facebook page,
Yes.
what's the next one?
October 27th, same time, same place, just 3 months later.
And that one you have to pay for.
Well, you do, but no one else does.
Darn it!
What about Kansas City? Should we talk about that yet? Do we
Sure.
have Kansas City dates yet?
October 15th, Kansas City, Dave & Buster's, Overland Park.
Look at this. We're all over the place.
We're all over the place.
We are. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
Here's another AG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is
the Network-A-Thon?
the Network-A-Thon?
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
Here we go on to the Network-A-Thon podcast right here in St. Louis, Missouri. At Dave & Buster's, the only Dave & Buster's in St. Louis.
So have we figured out if we're going to do a skeet ball competition a little bit later on? We always come here and we talk about it, but we never actually have one of the skeet ball things.
That's true. We should do one live because we're streaming live. So why not? Why not?
Speaking of which, you found some people that are not only sponsors of the stream today, but they're talking about the great stuff that People's National Bank are doing. Let's introduce our
Yes,
friends
okay.
here.
So it's People's National Bank and it's Donnie and Mike, right?
That is it.
Welcome, welcome. Tell me a little bit about People's National Bank.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. We couldn't be more excited to be at the Network-A-Thon today. No, People's National Bank, family-owned bank. The charter goes back to 1909.
Wow,
So,
it's been around.
Yeah, long history of serving communities, all throughout Southern Illinois and now into St. Louis. So farmers, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, your everyday consumer, veterans, right? We're proud to serve all those different communities.
Great. It sounds like this is a perfect place for you guys to hang out,
We
too.
couldn't be more excited. This is a fun event. Thanks for having us.
It started up here, and people will start making their way in, and again, maybe they'll have their own competition with some skeet ball stuff as well.
Right.
But one of the things that I know you were speaking about veterans and stuff like that, you all actually truly cater to veterans with
We do.
special banking and stuff like that. Let's talk a little bit about what that is. And that's not just if you're an Army guy or whatever, it's all branches, correct?
All branches, yeah. So you're speaking to a veteran right now. The president of our bank is actually a veteran as well. So the two of us, when I first joined the bank, he sat down. He's like, you know what? I want to do more for veterans.
Yeah.
I want to create an account. I want something special for them. So the two of us sat down. We're like, all right, what will we start with? let's have an account where they can earn a little bit of cash for what's sitting in a checking account. That's unique. That doesn't happen in a lot of banks, right?
Yeah.
Most, check your bank account, but most of them are not paying interest in the checking account. Hey, if they want to go buy a home, let's have them save some money. So that's something they get with our program. We took our debit card and we said, let's make them feel special. You go to buy a water or soda, whatever it might be, you're going to pull out this card. So we designed a special debit card for them. We give them free checks. We got all these cool things that go along with this program. All the while, we thought of it as like, hey, you just got two veterans, different eras. He's Vietnam era. I'm post 9/11 era. But, we created this for that community specifically, and we wanted to do a little bit more for those folks.
Well, that's fancy because it sounds like you guys are really there for not only the veterans, but your other banker people that work come into the bank, too.
We are.
It's completely different from my bank.
I know you, like you said, you started out in Illinois, and then you make your way over to St. Louis. You have a couple of different locations. I know someone that's here in a new location, maybe in Clayton. Let's talk a bit about that. Mike, let's talk about what you're doing there.
Well, at Clayton, what did we open up? Just a couple of months ago?
About 2
at
months.
Our new location. Absolutely beautiful, right on the corner of Forsyth and Brentwood. Right in the bottom of the Emerson building. If people are driving around, want to figure out who we are. The other great thing about it is you're not going to have to figure out very long. We've got a giant screen just right out there to Forsyth to let people know that who we are and what we do and where we're at.
That's great. That's great.
Just an absolutely beautiful facility.
So tell me a little bit about your average small business, since we're doing a small business function.
And
how do you guys help small businesses?
We do, yeah. We meet with small businesses. We like to think of it as our role is really to learn about those businesses, right? Learn about their pain points, learn about the things that are important to them, learn about where they are in their growth cycle, and support them on their journey. They've got a journey just like all of us do. We have it on the consumer side, they have it on the small business side.
Yep.
And we've got folks, experts in the field, just like Mike, that meet with those folks, and they work with them hand in hand to bring them all those products and services to help them.
Well, it's always good to have sort of a team of bankers behind you helping you on your journey, right? Which rarely do you get that on a big bank level, right?
Usually you're just a number. You're like, oh, yeah, come on in, drop your money off. See ya, kick you out of the bank and whatever.
And one of the fun things about P&B, and I've always said this along the way, I know Donnie would 100% agree with this, is the fact that small businesses and business owners, so you've got your consumer and you've got your small business, those things are tied together so tightly that when you only have a bank focusing on one or the other, that you're missing a lot of pieces in between. And those pieces are what's going to make things happen for the individual the way they want it to. So with that being said, having the right group of people helping you who isn't just focused on one particular area is honestly key to being able to get everything done that you need to get done in the right order to make things happen for that business owner.
And plus it helps build back into the community because it is a community-driven situation where you want to give back so the community comes to you, and it is reciprocal. You want to have that whole community connection going on here.
100%.
So talk a little bit, since we're talking about small business, talk a little about SBA loans, where you guys stand on how you work with them on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, every case is unique. We definitely offer that product suite when it's right for the business. If that's something they're interested in, we've got experts in the field that can help them with that.
Excellent, excellent. So what else makes People's National Bank different from like a big bank like Citibank or one of those crazy ones out?
Yeah, we've got friends at big banks, so we don't dog on them too much, right? We grew up at the big banks, but the thing that I really appreciate about a small bank, right, is that the decisions are truly local. So, the owner sits in the same building as me, the CEO sits in the same building. When we need to get things done, it's an elevator.
You can literally walk down the hallway and go, hey, what do you think?
We can walk down and really get a quick decision that's right for the customer. So what does that allow us to do? It allows us to deliver phenomenal customer service to our small businesses, right? That we know that time, that speed to market is important for them.
Right. And I like the fact that, like, when you walk into your bank, you're talking to the same person every time.
Or at least you see a lot of familiar faces. It's not a lot of turnover of whatever of that stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think also what is also great about your bank is we're only into 2026. You've opened up another location. I know there's growth happening. You have a lot of places over in Illinois that you've already done. Here in St. Louis, you're going to be growing. I know that there's one commercial stuff that you're doing over in Kansas City, so you're definitely sprouting, if I'm not mistaken.
We are. That's one of the reasons I joined the team. That's something I've had fun doing for the past number of years, is helping banks, grow and expand.
Right.
Amazing team at People's National Bank. we're excited to serve St. Louis on a greater capacity, so that's something we're looking forward to. Really proud about the Clayton branch. We brought in a very experienced banker that I've worked with for a number of years, Mike, to lead that team, and we're excited to see where this thing goes.
Mike's like, "Aw, shucks,
Isn't that great? We can almost hug right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's not.
Let's hug it out.
All right, so if someone wanted to do some lovely banking with you guys, how and where should they look at, or what should they do, and how should they interact with People's National Bank?
Yeah, I mean, so if you're in the Clayton area, we've got Mike Joy right there. If you're down in the city, we've got Kristen right there, and we've got Town and Country, we've got Jeremy. So those are great points of contact. peoplesnationalbank.com. You can open an account there. You can get more information on our accounts, and there's a way to contact us there as well. So just drop us a line. We'd be happy to touch base with you.
Love it.
Well, thanks for talking to us, and thank you for helping with the sponsorship. Hopefully you can rub some elbows and get some of the people that can utilize your services, and hopefully we help each other as well. Community, it's all about community.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is
the Network-A-Thon?
the Network-A-Thon?
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
On to the Network-A-Thon podcast. I'm your host, Theodore Sloan. I'm here with my co-host, Joe Smith.
It is the premier
Generic name, Shoe Smith, whatever.
I rent with an option to buy.
Right.
So we see some people coming in. This is the third one of the year, Network-A-Thon, Dave & Buster's. Next one's going to be in October, 4 times a year. I like the crowd is already starting to build here that's going on. I noticed you pulled someone kicking and screaming. He really did not want to come over. He's like,
no,
"What?
not me."
No, I don't want to talk to you. Who did you find?
I found Carl Brown. Right, Carl?
Yes,
there
sir.
We go. I just want to make sure I say that correctly. There you go. So Carl is currently looking for the next big thing, right? Always.
Yes. I run manufacturing companies. I've run 2 so far. Looking for the third one to do that. Generally a higher tech product, global in scope if possible. I've done that twice already in my career. Looking for the third success story here.
Love it. So tell me a little bit about these. So these are the production companies that make different kinds of things, right?
Widgets. He makes widgets.
You make widgets?
I'd like to say maybe higher tech widgets. Maybe a little bit of software, some intellectual property content, some real engineering around it, and then you got to validate that engineering through extensive testing. Generally in higher tech, more regulated markets, whether it be aerospace or automotive. That's been where most of my background has been.
Well, with 2 different big productions behind you, you've got a lot of weight, basically, and experience. Should be pretty cool to get to your next gig, right?
Yeah, I definitely hope so. I've had a chance to hold globally spanning roles for about 15 years.
Love it.
For a period of time across different kinds of functions, whether leading in sales or in engineering or in program management. And then most recently 2 full-blown general management roles. One title was president, one was division vice president, but it was really running a business entity and taking that from good to great.
Love it. So what is your perfect role? Like what's the next perfect job for you?
Something does not say paper or plastic or fries with that is what I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, a little upgrade from that, I hope, but definitely looking to run a manufacturing division, hopefully north of $100 million in revenue, hope 500 folks, maybe global in scale if I can. And again, I'm sort of a higher tech type product and hopefully within a more decentralized corporate operating environment. I mean, there's those kind of companies that have a lot of thick corporate structure that sort of slow up the ability for those business units or divisions to really execute and be nimble to the market and nimble to customers. And then there's ones that are a little thinner at the corporate layer and really empower those divisions to run semi-autonomously. And that's really what I'm looking for.
Is St. Louis a great market for that? Because I know it's a great startup market, a lot of great ideas, whether it's Cortex or, heck, even all of the
Cortex T-Rex,
or even some of the military sort of aspects here. Tell us about why St. Louis is kind of where you're wanting to stay in and focus with that.
Well, St. Louis is a great place. Clearly, aerospace is a pretty significant factor here from a manufacturing perspective. A lot of strong service with MasterCard and other folks as well. But in terms of manufacturing, that Boeing epicenter has just created such a ecosystem in the area of manufacturers, some of them mid to small, some of them a little larger, some of them being smaller installations of larger companies, right? But all of those do afford some opportunities and make St. Louis a pretty special place.
Nice. So tell me, if you were looking, I was about to say Boeing is probably the best place for you, but like worldwide technology, is that something that you'd consider as well?
I've looked at them. I guess I'm really more thinking about a little more higher tech type product. I've helped
He
launch.
wants to know Elon.
Well, you sort of suggest there, but honestly, I've helped design and launch and bring into market autonomous driving systems in the automotive space. So
Very cool.
not for Elon, but for some other OEMs globally. So that is part of the background there, more on the automotive side.
I find that fascinating because, like, when I was growing up, that idea was not even on the map.
Yeah,
I'm sure
not even close.
when you were in school, you're like, no, I can't wait till I have Waymo drive me wherever, that kind of stuff. Do you like the future looking of stuff? Just in your own brain, it feeds something that is like I don't want to say like bigger than Tinker Toys, but I keep wanting to build kind of stuff. Is that what makes you want to drive?
Yeah, I like the art of the possible, right?
Yeah.
And then clearly technology is just such it's always changing, right?
Yeah.
AI is only even accelerating our ability to advance in those areas, and really to be able to contribute to technologies that help change lives and make the world better. I don't want to sound too grandiose about that, but really autonomous driving is going to be extremely transformative as it deploys more and more throughout our communities. It'll eliminate accidents. It'll put I'll say personal attorney lawyers out of business, which is, I think, a good thing. And it will allow us to get where we're going faster and safer than we ever have before. So
not to only mention that, but even delivery stuff, the semi-trucks and constantly and things on the road, we will have a lot more ability to get things from the Amazons of the world quicker and safer, as you're putting it.
yeah, exactly. Both, actually, at the same time.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Amazon in Brazil, right?
Yes, the river is going to deliver right here.
Yeah, right there where Manaus, right.
Exactly.
So we're at a networking event now. What you're having to is much bigger than what we're normally here in a small business sort of situation. But let's just talk about networking in general. Why do you find networking important? It's usually like, reference and stuff like that, but let's talk about how you're finding networking something that's beneficial to you.
Well, in the job transition space that I'm in today, networking lands rough and tough, whether you just call that an internal referral or other more overt networking activities. Land somewhere between 70 to 80% of the more senior roles.
Yeah.
Just throwing your application on the online portal and twiddling your thumbs and waiting for that to hit and get a callback is not going to happen.
Never going to happen.
Especially with AI now, everyone is customizing their resumes, and everyone's resumes are looking sort of the same and not really differentiated. So, and the number of applicants per role have shot through the roof.
Yeah.
Because of that, so it makes getting to the real candidates a little tougher for those talent acquisition folks at the various companies. So again, it just further amplifies the need to really be good with your networking and strategic and targeted, and be able to cultivate and curate those networks, and always about giving back too. It's not just about, hey, find me a job. It's about what can I do to help you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's great to connect with people at this level in this area, because it's not just that person you're talking to, it's about who they know and what they can do for you.
You're exactly right. In the LinkedIn terminology, right, you got your first connections, then you got those second degree connections, and really the power is in those second degrees. And if that person can refer you to that hiring manager or that TA, that talent acquisition person, or that exec recruiter, that's just loads and loads better than just sitting a blind, hey, it's me, but hire me, whatever. Yeah,
I'm here.
Exactly.
All right, so Carl, if someone was looking for Carl Brown, a little help basically running their company in industry in the production line, how would they contact you?
Look me up on LinkedIn, Caryl Brown. There aren't too many of them with that spelling for Carl.
All right, there you go.
And I will be your 42nd connection. Not the second, but
42nd.
I'll be your 42nd connection.
Thank you very much. Nice talking with y'all.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Carl.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is
the Network-A-Thon?
the Network-A-Thon?
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
On to the Network-A-Thon podcast!
And then beyond.
Here we go, hanging out in St. Louis at the Dave and Buster's. What is Dave and Buster's anyways?
It is a place to bring out your inner 10-year-old and play some video games and still have an adult beverage.
That's right.
How's
Watch some amazing sports on television.
This is true. Lots of televisions, lots of places to come. And they have actually really good burgers and food here, so
Yes, they do.
nice place to come and hang out.
But today,
Yes.
we're at the Network-A-Thon. We're networking.
Are we?
We're rubbing elbows with people.
Is there an ointment for that?
I literally just went out onto the floor and dragged a great person to us just to see what she could talk to us about. I'm sure she has a lot of knowledge she wants to spill upon us. Her name is Shelly Steinwagner.
You got it, Shelly Steinwagner.
Hey, I got it right. That's what I love. Shelly, tell me, what do you do?
So I sell supplemental insurance to small businesses that want to provide some benefits at no cost to their business. So I do things like short-term disability, accident plans, and cancer plans.
Perfect. So it's for not the health insurance end. This is
Correct.
short-term type stuff where if you have something that happened to you where you need to step away from your job for a while, you're basically covering that help.
Correct.
And do you do it for the business or do you do it for the individual?
So we start with the business.
Okay.
So it's a way the business can provide benefits. It doesn't cost the business anything. So health insurance has this big exorbitant cost, and not all business owners can afford that.
Right.
So it's voluntary basis.
Nice.
So I come in and we present it to the employees. If they want to take something out, like an accident plan, then we payroll deduct it.
Oh, great. So it's coming in on payroll. You wouldn't notice it unless you're really noticing it.
Correct.
And then it's nothing that like the owner of the business itself has to worry about, because it's not really, unless they wanted to chip in or.
Correct. So it's really about sitting down with the business owner and figuring out what they want to provide to their employees. If a business owner doesn't want to provide anything, that's okay too. So then the employees can pay for it.
Yeah.
So I have businesses all over the Metro East. Some give their employees a stipend and say, hey, this is the amount you can spend. Some don't do anything. We customize the package to fit the employer.
So as an employee, this is important to me because
what happens when I can't go to work? What happens? How does my paycheck come? If I need a surgery and the doctor says I'm off for 6 weeks, how do I have enough money set aside to take care of that?
Yeah.
It provides those things.
Is it more of like I don't want to say stopgap, but like some insurance is handled to a point and then you guys take over, or is it in conjunction, or how does that work?
So they give you a set amount.
Sure.
Okay. So it just so happens I'm a cancer survivor.
Okay.
And
thank God, good for you.
Yep. Knock on wood, we're still good, and away we go. But when I was off, I didn't have to worry about that paycheck coming.
Yes.
They gave me a set amount. And again, it goes out there into the insurance gods. They know what to give. And then I got money. I laid on the couch and got well. I didn't have to worry about my car payment, my house payment, anything like that.
It's truly one less thing to worry about, so you can focus on recovery.
Yes, and it's very inexpensive. I mean, everybody's so used to paying, $500 a month, $800 a month. I hear horror stories of what major medical is.
Yeah.
We can do things for as low as $6 a week.
And this is not like a COBRA situation, right?
It's not a COBRA situation. Okay. So it belongs to the employee. So if I decide that I'm leaving my employer, I can take it with me too.
That's a good thing.
So it belongs to the employee. So from the business standpoint, we save them on their FICA taxes. So anytime we can pay Uncle Sam less money, that's a good thing.
That's true.
So that's what's in it for the business owner. So plus from the employee standpoint, it saves them about 25% on their FICA taxes too. So it's a win-win for both. And then you have those small business owners that, oh my God, Bob got hurt on a motorcycle accident. We don't have to worry about how we're going to pay Bob,
right?
Because
right.
Bob needs to put food on the table,
right?
Right. So this is, it's a security blanket for both sides.
Yeah, peace of mind.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of peace of mind.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we're at the Network-A-Thon. We're networking with people. Why is this a good place for you and your business?
Where can you go to meet? There's so many people in this room, 150 business owners in one spot.
Right.
For me, first of all, it's 100 degrees outside. I don't want to go door knocking on doors all day long.
Correct.
I can come here and spend 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, and meet a whole bunch of businesses in one spot and get to know people.
Love it.
Is it something that I don't want to minimize what you do, but like travel agent, you look for the best possible thing, or is it just one product that you're offering to the people, or are you able to search the market for everything that's for
one product, Aflac products.
Okay.
We have the best. We have the best supplemental insurance out there. We got
I guess
the duck.
that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Like you hear like, hey, lower your car insurance, lower this, that, and the other, and like a travel agent.
We got a duck, man.
We got a duck. We got the duck. It's the best.
Do you do a duck imitation?
Aflac. Yeah, everybody has to. It's like the thing you have to do when you work at Aflac.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's how you get in the door. That's like the
Right?
password.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It's a secret knock.
All right, Shelly Steinwagner, tell me, if someone wanted to venture more into this and talk to you about what they can do for not only their business or maybe their employees, how would they do so?
So they're going to call me. My phone number is 618-410-2054. I work all over the Metro East.
All over the Metro East. She's around.
I am.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is the Network-A-Thon? The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
Here we go with the Network-A-Thon podcast right here at Dave & Buster's in St. Louis, Missouri.
I think there's 8 million people in here, and it's that hot as well.
Yes, it's
warm.
boiling hot outside. That's the only way we like it, though.
That is Ted. I am Shu. We are here at the third of the year Network-A-Thon, happening at Dave & Buster's every quarter.
Every quarter? That
Yes.
means there's another quarter in this year.
We'll do it again in October,
October 27th.
and then we'll head across the state and do it over in Kansas City.
Sometime.
And then maybe for fun on a Saturday, I'll just show up in Soulard.
We're going to go just network all over the place. That's right.
I see you found someone we know quite well. Who
Yes,
did we
do.
find?
So this is Jeff Khalil. Jeff Khalil does a couple of different things. VR Solutions. Go ahead and talk to me about VR Solutions, Jeff. What do you do?
You bet. So VR Business Brokers is a local franchise business brokerage, and it's veteran-owned, which is me. I'm a military veteran, 35 years, retired lieutenant colonel, so I'll throw that out there. But
yes, sir.
What I did, I know, right, is that I brought that discipline and that process to this industry so that I could walk people through something that is often hard to navigate.
Yes.
How do you sell a business?
Right. And there are definitely steps and procedures that need to be done. Tell them about, or talk about the evaluation process, how that works.
Yeah, sure.
Because obviously you have a bunch of small businesses that have never done this.
Yeah, so that's one of the biggest myths out there is that business owners think they know what their business is worth, but it's usually a gut check. Sometimes they might just look at their financials during the month or so, but there is a formal process. You can get a formal business valuation done. It's a dedicated assessment of your tax returns, your income statements, and your balance sheets as a starting point. It can also be an evaluation of the actual business, such as processes and SOPs and staffing. Also look at your logistics and your operations. So there's a lot that goes into a formal valuation. But what I do is when it comes to this topic of how do I sell my business, I start with the formal valuation so that we know what we have to work with.
Yeah.
Then that becomes the launching point for the discussion of, does it make sense to sell? If we do, then what would be a good fair market selling price to go to buyers with? And then you kind of put together a plan from there. But that's where a lot of it might break down initially, is because there are some folks who will say, oh yeah, you can sell your business, and so sold his business for X amount of dollars.
So I can do that too.
So you think, oh well, I can go do it too. But what you find out is, to pick the proverbial, you got two pizza joints across the street from each other. You can sell one for $1 million, and the other one won't sell at all.
Right.
And there could be a lot of factors in there that could drive that.
It's the sauce. It's the sauce.
I like a sauce, spicy sauce. So tell me, the evaluation process in itself, you talked about the numbers and all that stuff. After you get all that packaged together, is it just something where you put it up on Facebook Marketplace and say, here's my business for sale?
You'd think so, right? And you find that sometimes. You will find that someone will put it out there in the public space and say, hey, I've got a business for sale. Sometimes it's a restaurant,
right?
But something that's probably a little bit more accessible and relatable to folks. But no, there's a lot of confidentiality that goes behind a business sale.
Right, you don't want to give your numbers to anybody.
Yeah, it's not just the numbers, but it's even to the knowledge that a business could be for sale, because it creates a bunch of questions in the other person's mind. So, for example, when you hear about your favorite restaurant is going to be for sale, you start thinking, oh, is the owner's having problems? Like what's going on in the kitchen, or what is it that they're selling it for? And it's probably not the right reasons. It's probably not the real answer, and we tend to add more drama to it. But two, employees might get wind, right? And if employee hears that the owners are thinking of selling, the employees may get nervous and want to leave. So you don't want your employees to go. And then the same thing for your customers and your vendors. If customers and vendors learn that a business might be selling, they might be thinking twice about, well, do I want to do business with that company? What's the new owner relationship going to look like? And customers may be concerned about the quality of the products and services they get.
That makes sense.
So selling a business is kind of personal as well, because you put so much sweat equity, is not to mention money and stuff like that. Again, the pizza spot, $1 million and it won't sell. Let's say I'm the guy that won't sell. I know I put all this stuff into it. Why won't it sell? Because it's only pizza and I put so much work into it. I was able to survive, but why won't anyone want to buy my thing? How do you reference that to people and make it square?
That's a very good question, because it starts with the numbers. So when you get the books and you get the financial statements and the tax returns and so on, when you start getting into the numbers will tell the story.
Yeah.
And when you start looking at it, you start to find out that the business owner isn't listening to something. They're either not listening to their customers, they're not listening to their employees, they're probably not listening to the market. So for that pizza place example, they may be wondering, well, why aren't people coming to my place?
Right.
He might think he makes a good pizza. He might think that he's offering a good value, but really it could be an abrasive atmosphere. It could be the bathrooms aren't clean. It could be that there's just not a good experience when you go to that restaurant, but you go across the street, tables are cleaned, the floors are swept, you're greeted with a smile, and you're welcome to come in, and you feel a bit more service, like you're being taken care of. So there's factors like that could go into it.
So you're not only here for your business, you're also here representing your podcast as well.
I am.
Talk about your podcast.
So my podcast is called the Growth to Exit podcast with Jeff Khalil.
How convenient. Exactly what we were just talking about.
It's just what we're doing, right? And what I like to do is, because there's so much overlap between my conversations and the circles with just dealing with business owners, and then those professionals that they also work with business owners, such as attorneys and bank lenders and CPAs and so on, is that in my personal journey, when I had, it was in another life, but I had a couple of other businesses. I had a bunch of real estate. I had my full-time job. I was in the reserves. So I was a very busy person.
Yeah, just a little busy.
And I had to be hyper-organized. I needed to know what's going on, but I also traveled a lot. My military career, I was a battalion commander. I had to travel for that. On my civilian side, I was always traveling around the country, going to my different job sites and visiting projects and stuff. And I had to have a way to manage all that remotely. Well, as it turned out, when the economy turned, this was back in 07 and 08 when the real estate market crashed, everybody was losing their businesses. And if you had real estate, it was twice as bad.
Sure.
So there I was right in the middle of it. Well, I went to my mentors and the coaches and the strategic partners that I'd surrounded myself with, and they were all basically putting their hands over their ears and closing their eyes and waiting for this thing to just blow by. It was like get duck and cover under your desk, right? So they didn't know what to do or how to deal with this, and I found that I was trying to navigate it on my own. So what I told myself back then was, if I'm ever in a situation where I can help somebody else avoid that, I want to be able to do it. And then as time went by, that led to me doing business brokering. But it's the story there. It's the journey of the entrepreneurship that you go through. It's how do you start a business? How do you even know that that's something that you want? But then you have some successes along the way. You've got failures along the way. And you want to share that with somebody, but oftentimes you're put on a pedestal by the people that are around you, and they look up to you, and they're like, oh, you made it. You're a business owner. Look at you, and oh, you're doing something I wish that I had the experience to go do. If you only knew, right? So, but what happens is there's things that do keep you awake at night, and there's stress, and there's worries. But then there's also the other side of the coin, which is your successes.
Sure.
You find that it's hard to share either of those with those people because, they're looking up to you. And you might either look like you're vulnerable, in which case, they may not have the respect that you think is there, or they think that you're bragging. And you're like, hey, look at this big contract I just got. I want to tell you about it, and it's going to be all these great things. And they're sitting there, they work hourly.
It's about sharing the knowledge.
Yeah. So with that,
Did you have enough for the whole class to make $1 million?
I know. It's right. Like, I'm in line. Where's mine, right?
Exactly.
So I wanted to be able to share those stories. So what I do on the podcast is we talk about our journey a little bit.
Yep.
We talk about some of those successes and failures that got us started. but doing it in a way that other entrepreneurs and business owners can find something maybe they can relate to. Throughout it, we sprinkle in some nuggets. How can I add value to my business? What are some things I can do to make my business better, and so on. Maybe even thinking your exit strategy. How do you want to sell your business someday? But then we do a rapid fire game, which I put everybody under the spotlight for about 2 minutes, and we throw some questions at them and get to learn more about them. And then at the end, we talk about a listener email, another business owner who's got a challenge in their business, and we try to give them some tips on how to challenge or how to solve the problems that they're facing.
Right. So it's good knowledge and a little bit of fun on top of it.
It's both. Yep.
Yeah. Love it. All right. So tell me, Jeff, if someone wanted to talk to you about selling the business, how would they reach out to you?
Sure. The best way to reach me is first go to my website. It's VR Gateway. That's V as in valued, R as in representation. So it's VR Gateway, STL for St. Louis.com. My email is jeff@VRBBSTL. And reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk about business valuations, talk about selling a business. And, of course, if somebody wants to be on the podcast and they want to extend their network, reach out to me.
Always.
And join me on Growth to Exit.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Jeff.
Go.
Thank you, guys.
Go talk to some people.
So there is an ocean of people out here, right?
Just an ocean.
Have some fun.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is
the Network-A-Thon?
The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
Welcome to the Network-A-Thon podcast, streaming live to the Facebook page of Network-A-Thon.
I like doing this because we are doing a whole day's gathering, and one day we get a whole season's worth of podcast.
Yes.
What's so cool about this thing is
just drip it out for a whole year. We get to talk to some amazing people, find out what they do, why they do it, how
what
they
don't do, or why they fake it. So that's Ted. I am Shu. Dave & Buster's third one of the year, Network-A-Thon. You found someone that you, I think you had to do a little conniving to come over and chat with us. Who are we talking to?
I twisted her arm and she said, well, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah, you twisted it.
There you go. It's Anna Cox. Anna Cox with Afflecto. Anna, tell me, what do you do?
So for Afflecto, I am the project manager, and I manage our portfolio of clients, making sure that all of their needs are being met, we're getting everything done properly, and that they're getting their target audience, they're getting seen to them, getting their brand out there, and getting found on Google, which is super important right now.
It is very important to be on Google. That's right.
Yeah,
so tell me, what does Afflecto do?
So Afflecto does many different things. We're your one-stop shop for marketing.
Okay.
So we handle both online and offline.
Nice.
On digital, we'll manage your social media, so Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google business profiles are one of our main things as well. And we like to connect that with other methods such as blogging on your website and email marketing and managing websites and designing websites as well are something that we do.
And just give the soft pitch on why it's so important to be on all those platforms and marketing your business.
Because you're an influencer, dude.
Yeah.
Influence.
I got so many eyeballs.
So today with these AI searches, they're actually looking for longer, more detailed searches instead of just simple keywords like they used to do.
Right.
So for SEO, it takes a lot more of a bigger picture plan to get seen and get found through these AI searches in addition to Google. So you're trying to work a lot of different angles here.
Yes, you are. And you want to get your name known throughout wherever you're located, whether that's going to be national or, obviously pigeonholed if you're just a St. Louis type business, right?
Yes, exactly.
So tell me, who's your perfect client? Who do you guys work with?
We work with a lot of people in home services, so roofers, we have a landscaper, things of that nature. So B2C and medical is another one of our larger clients. I actually come from a medical background. I started in managing a chiropractic clinic and all of their marketing. And so I come from that background, but Afflecto in general has always worked in medical. We have pain doctors, we have Performance Eye Care with 11 locations as a client, and we also have an orthodontist that we're building a website for right now.
Oh, that's
so
great.
We do have expertise in that.
So with that being said, you learn the language or the voice of that particular doctor or chiropractor, how they want to speak to their audience. You kind of absorb that in. Let's talk about how you do that.
Yeah, so the good thing about a doctor not doing their own marketing is because they speak a lot of jargon, right? And so
very technical, yes.
So I like to see us as the translator.
Okay.
You know, we're translating it to the lay people, and sometimes the doctor doesn't even see what is really important to their audience, but it's our job to find that and pinpoint what is important to them, what they're looking for, and then what will bring them into that clinic or wherever it is.
What makes sense and is interesting for them to hear, right?
With that being said, you have to be knowledgeable. You just can't fake it. You can't AI your way through some of this marketing. So how do you work with the people and do that kind of stuff here?
Well, whenever we onboard our clients, we have an onboarding process where we get to know their target audience, their ideal client, their locations, and all of that. And then we also have software that we use that compares their website and how they're doing to their competitors as well. And we do competitor research to see how they're different and how we can show that to their consumers.
Perfect.
So, we are a networking podcast. We're at a networking event. It sounds like you really need to know how to rub elbows. What's the most important thing to you in your business with networking? What do you get out of networking? Why are you here, basically?
Why am I here? Well, I've known Mark Breimer for about 10 years.
Oh, there it is.
So there's that. But it's always important, to get our brand out there.
Absolutely.
As well as help other people out, because I'm not just here to put out a one-sheeter and say, these are the marketing plans that we have. I actually get to know you. I get to know your business. And then we go from there to create a plan that will actually work. And so that's what I want to do. I really just want to help people with their businesses.
Right.
Maybe take a load off of them if they're doing it themselves, or, if they are doing it themselves, they might be doing something wrong.
Right.
Because they're the expert in their industry, not marketing.
Exactly correct.
And they shouldn't have to worry about the marketing, right? Like, that's your job. You take it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll show you the results and tell you what's going on.
All right, Anna Cox with Afflecto. Tell me, if someone wanted to reach out to you and talk a little bit more about maybe helping out marketing in their business or building a website for them, how would they do so?
Email or text message works perfect for me. And then we can have a one-to-one, whether it's over coffee or Zoom, whatever is best. And then we go from there. We have a needs analysis and get to know each other.
We're a podcast, so tell me, what is your email?
My email is Anna, ANNA, at Afflecto, AFFLECTOMM.com.
Sounds like a superhero. Afflecto!
Afflecto is actually a Latin word. It means to affect, to move, and to influence.
Well, there you go.
Awesome. So you got a lot of people here. You can go affect, move, and influence.
Yes.
There's a lot
you can go Afflecto a lot of people.
Right. Thanks so much for chatting with us.
Thanks
Anna.
for having me.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is
the Network-A-Thon?
The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, onto the Network-A-Thon podcast.
And away we go on the Network-A-Thon podcast right here at Dave & Buster's in St. Louis, Missouri.
I often wake up in the middle of the night asking myself, what is the Network-A-Thon?
It's something where we all just rub elbows. It's everybody gets in a circle and rub elbows with each
so
other.
we start fires.
Yes, right, exactly.
That is Ted. I am Shoot. Dave & Buster's are where we at. Network-A-Thon, third one for the year for 2026. And you found someone with some amazing hair to chat with us.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It is Jenny B with Badass Podcast Mastery.
Dun,
really?
dun,
Dun, dun, dun. It's really a mystery mastery, right?
What is this? I got to hear more.
Yeah, what do you do?
Shocker, I'm involved in podcasting.
Get out.
What?
I think that might catch on.
You think so? I've been hoping, praying, fingers crossed that this was going to be a
Guys, there's
thing.
only like 3 podcasts out there.
I know. Well, yours, mine, and then my other one too. So that's it. So I work with podcasters to actually help them monetize their show. So especially business owners who have a podcast associated with their business, and they're sitting there going, man, I wish it would make me money, but I don't know how to make it make me money. And that's what I do. So both of my podcasts I launched monetized before I ever had an audience. So
you bring it to the next level, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
So it's not just content creation, it's how do we now build your business and bring bucks in the bank.
So let's talk about that. People, may want to start a podcast, but they're intimidated, or they don't know what to do, or I see this a billion times. The moment the mic turns on,
I am making podcast.
Everything is great, and let's talk about real estate. Good night. You had one shot. You've just lost them all.
Yeah. Well, and you know what, though, honestly, anybody's first effort is probably going to be kind of robotic. It's going to be scary. It's going to be whatever. And I tell them, and do it anyway. If you want an example of an iffy one, go back to my very first podcast that I ever did.
And build it while it's in the air. Launch it, and you can learn while you're flying it. You don't have to have it perfect. If it's perfect and you mess up once, you're going to get discouraged instantly.
Oh my gosh. Anybody who listens to my first podcast has heard me say many times, if they've heard me say it once, which is, isn't it great that you don't have to be perfect to be a podcaster? Because I've flubbed people's names. I have flubbed their business names.
Right.
That's my job.
But my name is Mike Smith. How did you mess that up, Ted? It's not German Mickey Smythe?
Exactly.
So in the podcast mastery world, so tell me, if they are just starting out as a podcaster, how can you help them? What's the next steps that you always like to bring them up to?
Well, I bake the monetization right in. So we're having conversations about what is your business, who's your ideal client, and then how can we find a way to bring all of those things together. And so we have those conversations from the get-go. We're not waiting until after they launch, because by that time now they're like, okay, I've already sunk X amount into my podcast, and I'm not making money yet. So what I'm helping them do is say, okay, what can we do from the start to get that going?
It's a realistic roadmap for them to be able to find stuff.
Exactly. So having ideas. So I've got 8 cookie cutter ways that can help them monetize their show, but then I also do custom ones based on who they are, what their podcast is, who they work with. Because sometimes the cookie cutter ones don't necessarily work, but we always layer all of those strategies so that if one show uses one monetization strategy, a different episode uses a different strategy, and it really can help go through and create more money, more revenue, more clients, and they can literally get paid to talk to their potential clients.
Yes, which is exactly what a lot of our people that we work with in podcasting do. They want to talk to people at their new clients if they're hoping for.
And they don't understand the potential of you could do it once and repurpose this in many different times, or the marketing aspect or whatever. Because how many times have you said, I painted this thing this way because of this, and you have to keep telling that story. Tell it once and send it to people so they can learn your origin story, and then they become kind of invalued with you, and they want to learn from the point that they learned about you to grow with you, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so one of the places where a lot of podcasters drop the ball is, yes, A, they're not talking to the right people for their show, and B, they're not promoting it later. And so being able to bring people back to episode 10 when they've released episode 300.
Right.
It's if they're not out there promoting their show, if they're not talking about it, hello, I showed up at a networking event with my podcast shirt on. Duh, right? It's a no-brainer. You've got to be able to have something that gets people to talk. So even when I'm on Zoom, I always have my podcast mic in frame.
Yes.
I don't hide it, because guess what? The best sound is when you're practically kissing the mic anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm quit putting the mic out of the frame.
And what people think is they have to mimic everyone else. No. Be your own. When you mimic,
and that's something that we promote is as niche as you can be.
Yeah.
That's what you want to be.
Because people will find that for it.
Exactly. I tell people, I'm like, look at Howard Stern. He's been doing this for 4 decades now. Now it's not podcasting, it's radio, but still the same. He's monetizing in a lot of the same ways that I am and that we are probably.
Howard Stern?
I know. Crazy, right?
He's up and coming.
We should maybe look into him. But if you watch any of his videos, the camera's there and the mic is between him and the camera because he cares more about the sound.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, because here's the thing. People will give up on a show if the sound is crap. But if the video is great, it doesn't matter, because if they can't hear it, it doesn't freaking matter, right? So, and I know this, I don't know, how dirty are we allowed to get on this?
As much as you want.
Okay.
Whatever, seriously.
Well, because here's the thing. Back in the 80s, they scrambled porn on TV, right? And people still listen to it.
Or, like me, I had a cable box that had the little roller dial, and if you just got it just right enough, you could see a squiggly line and
see through the waves.
I saw a boob!
Exactly. Exactly. But the point is that people could hear the stuff.
Correct.
But they couldn't see it. But didn't matter. People would still listen.
Yep. And your brain is much more powerful than what you could actually watch.
Exactly. So yeah. So that's my reasoning why the mic should be used properly.
Right. And then, as you were saying, like the fun thing about podcasts is like you may be on episode 300, but episode 1 is just as relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being able to go back and have those conversations again, one of the things I've made sure is that my podcasts are as evergreen as possible, and I do the same with my clients. Because, if they're talking about a thing that happened in fall of 2020, well, guess what? We're in 2026, y'all. So you got to give me something that we can continue to promote no matter what, because my show is not going anywhere, and that's what I work with my clients on, is making sure that their show sticks around, is evergreen enough that they can then continue to promote those episodes regardless of whether it's next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
So we are at a networking event. There's really not a lot of podcasts. Well, here's one right now, but okay. Why would you want to go to a networking thing? Tell us about what is important to networking from your standpoint and meeting people and things of that nature.
Oh, absolutely. Well, because here's the thing. Everybody, it seems nowadays, knows someone who has a podcast.
Yes.
So I'm not necessarily going for the people who are in the room, although hello, I am so excited to know you guys. But I'm also here because there are people who will see this and go, well, wait, so you can help people monetize a podcast. Could you help me monetize a podcast? I don't have one, but I've been thinking about one. Right. It's one of my goals to have one eventually.
Or the intimidation. I don't have the equipment. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to push, go live, or I don't know how to record.
Yeah,
We're here to help them.
Exactly. So yeah, I can walk them through from idea to launch and monetize all in the same 6-week period.
It's fantastic.
Fantastic. All right. So, Jenny B, if someone wanted to talk to you about badass podcast mastery, how would they do so?
Shocker, you're going to go to badasspodcastmastery.com.
What? How convenient.
It's great. It's a nice, easy place. It's easy to remember. It's that badass purple-haired chick.
Badasspodcastmastery.com. Get involved.
Really quickly, story behind the name Badass? Is there?
Yeah.
I want to hear that really quick.
Yeah.
I know we're ending, but I just thought of that now.
Exactly. So my first podcast is called Badass Direct Sales Mastery.
Yep.
And I intentionally named it that because I have been a badass in direct sales. But Badass Direct Sales Mastery is BDSM. So I am the direct sales dom who helps businesses whip into shape.
Subliminal advertising!
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is
the Network-A-Thon?
The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
Here we are doing the Network-A-Thon podcast right here in St. Louis, Missouri at Dave & Buster's.
I'm Shu. That's Ted. We got to already talk to a bunch of people today. That's what I like about this, is finding all these different jobs and businesses and services and things of that nature.
They're coming out of left field. They're all over the place.
And we've been talking to people, but out of the corner of my eye, to the right, I've noticed this very, very cool shirt that kept calling to me.
You're talking about my shirt?
Exactly correct. So thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
No
I
worries.
invited Tim over to talk to us. Tim, let's talk to you. What do you do, Tim?
I am the fun guy. We add priceless
fun
value.
guy.
We add priceless value to any event.
Nice.
From a daycare all the way up to nursing home, festivals, community events, churches, libraries. We bring the fun to you.
So let's talk about that fun. What is that fun? What do you do here?
We do foam parties, magical bubble adventures. So the foam parties, we do different colors. So we can do like gender reveals. We do blue, pink. We can do green, purple, orange. We do UV glow-in-the-dark foam parties where when you're in the foam, under the black lights, you look green.
Oh.
As soon as you leave the black lights, you can't even see it on you. You go back in the foam, you turn green. It looks like you got uranium all over you. It's truly unforgettable experience is what we love to bring to events.
Can I tell you just a quick naive story, totally unrelated necessarily, but kind of related. When I was a little kid, there was a pizza place in El Paso, Texas, where I grew up. They had a pipe organ guy that would play pipe organ while the pizza was happening, and bubbles would fly out. And I was afraid that the bubbles would land on my pizza, and I kept trying to protect it. And the waitress said, we make the bubbles pizza flavored. You're okay. Do you make any of your foam anything flavored?
So it's not flavored, but it's mango scented.
Oh.
But it does not taste like mango. So I definitely don't advise eating it.
Tastes like soap.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's not only just foam that you work with. It's also, what else do you do for parties?
So our magical bubble adventures, those are interactive bubble parties where we have bubble machines that put millions of bubbles out in the air, and we have stations with tri-rope wands where families, grandma can get out their grandkid and make giant, huge bubbles, and they create those core memories that they're going to remember for a lifetime.
Love it, love it. So let's talk about your perfect client. Who you always looking to work with?
Anybody who wants to add priceless value to their event, and they want people to come back year after year and remember and talk about their event long after it's over.
I feel like I'm going to throw a rave, and this will be at the rave.
Of course.
Oh,
yes.
it would be a blast.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
I went to even like Six Flags in Chicago. They did one. I'm not that they've done here in St. Louis, but they had like a whole foam party right in the middle of everything that was going on. Everything there that way. It's kind of cool. So, with that being said, how did you get into the foam? Were you a clean freak? Did you fall in,
Yes.
strip on it?
Lots of cleaning.
Tell me about it. How did you do it?
No, so I wanted to bring something new, something fresh to events, and
Sure.
I wanted to make the event stand out. And this came to me, and I love bubbles. I love bringing good vibes, bringing energy, hyping up the party, and with foam and bubbles. I mean, how can you not have a good time?
Cannot.
How big do you go? Like, how big can you make it?
Oh, so
Could you fill this room with foam if you needed to?
Right now we have 5 cannons. We can do from a backyard party to a 50,000 people festival.
Wow.
So we can scale whatever size you need.
That is fantastic. So, we're talking about that, but there's something else that you were doing? What else is the other thing that you were talking about?
Yeah, so last year we figured out real quick that foam and bubbles don't do too well in the wintertime.
Okay.
Because the machines like to freeze up from the water freezes.
Who invented that?
So we started Wild Party Adventures. We do mobile mini golf. It's LED or non-LED, and it can be indoor, outdoor, lighted or non-lighted. And then we have the carnival game rentals. We have a dairy cow milking simulator, so you can simulate milking a dairy cow.
Love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have concession rentals like a snow cone machine rental, cotton candy machine rental.
Now, where are you based? Is it St. Louis area?
So
Beyond?
I'm just on the other side of the river in Illinois, but I'm trying to get more in the St. Louis area and bring some unforgettable memories over here in the St. Louis area. I think that's where I'm being guided
Yeah,
next.
the Chesterfield market is perfect for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for backyard parties and the slide. I totally
feel for it, right?
You could see that thing here. So we are out of the networking thing. Do you have a question about networking for him?
Yeah, so I would say, so we talked about why people network. I'm going to ask you more how you network, how you like to network.
So I love getting out of my shell and my comfort zone because that helps me grow as an individual. So I like going to networking events, I'm in part of B&I, some different chambers events.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time networking, getting to know people, tell them about my story, why I started doing what I'm doing. And that's been the best way for me to,
get out there. Love it. And you're all over the St. Louis. You're on the Illinois side, but you're working the St. Louis market as well. So anywhere in the St. Louis area up to what, 50 miles or what?
Yeah, anywhere. So from the river into St. Louis, anywhere from 50 miles on. Yeah.
Love it.
So if someone wanted to come and enjoy your bubble parties or your things in the wintertime, or have them come to your own backyard, how could they get in touch with you?
You can go to wildfoamadventures.com or wildpartyadventures.com. We have all of our services listed, or you can reach out, give me a call at 618-964-5131.
I think for the next networking-a-thon, you need to bring a small bubble machine.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have it right here, and just while we're doing the podcast.
There would be literally millions of bubbles in there. It would be crazy. And on the bubble machines, there's lights on there, too. So for like downtown Christmases, the bubbles change different colors, and it's truly an amazing, unforgettable experience.
What was that TV show in the 70s that the bubbles, the band guy?
The band guy? You're talking about Bozo?
No, Lawrence Welk. He always had the bubbles while the thing was going.
Bubbles! Tiny bubbles.
Anyway, thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks, Tim.
Yep.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is
the Network-A-Thon?
The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
Welcome to the Network-A-Thon podcast right here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Missouri?
Missouri.
That's Ted. I'm Shu. I say Missouri. He says Missouri. We're at Dave & Buster's. We do this 4 times a year, the third one for this year. And someone that we've kind of rubbed elbows with before has come over and chat with us again. Who do we have?
She blessed us with her presence, which is amazing.
Wait, there's presents? Where?
Well, and past. There's a lot of past with us, too. Hey, this is Patricia Cohen with Rainmaker Sales Support. Rainmaker Sales Support does what?
We do business-to-business appointment setting. We get you in front of your buyers. That's
all
what we do.
The time, all day long.
Cold calling, lead generation, all those words.
Yes, which is great. So for all the small businesses here, why is this important to them? What can you do that they cannot?
Well, first of all, most people want to do this and don't have the time for it.
Right.
You know, I used to say, and this ages me, but, you know, we all sit down with our Zig Ziglar books at the beginning of the year and say, we're going to make so many calls every week.
And I'm going to go work out. And
yeah,
I'm going to stop
exactly.
this, and I'm going to do that.
Right. And it all goes by the wayside.
Absolutely.
So half of what we're out here schlepping is tenacity. We do it. We sit down every week. We make we make calls for you, cold calls for you into new companies. We gather names, info, all kinds of great info. So everybody here that's trying to get business needs us.
So yeah, and then basically what you do is you basically give them that lead and with a breakdown of like, this is what they're doing, this is what they're looking for, and basically set them up to win, basically.
Correct. We take great notes, and it's not just like a lead, you should call them. It is, here's the time, you're going to be there Tuesday at 2.
Yeah, it's not a cold lead, it's a hot lead.
And all the information we can gather for them is really useful. We even give personality insights, like they're direct, or so that way they know how to approach the person. So all those little nuances we feel really help them make the sale.
Right, and what I love is that like it's not just you doing it. Like you have a whole team that's like working for these people, right?
Oh yeah.
So when you're investing in Rainmaker, you're investing in a team to basically make sure that you're going to pull down as many leads as they can possibly do.
Yep.
And dare I say that sometimes it's too many leads?
Well, on occasion. I mean, there's nothing, honestly, it sounds funny, but we love it when a client has to say, whoa, you know, like
where's the break?
Pause for a minute.
Down,
yeah.
hold on.
And, you know, and then they come back when they say, give me some live ones in about a month. But yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Yes, isn't it? Yes.
So with that being said, networking is obviously a very important part of your business. We're at a networking event here. What is your history of networking? Like, how many different ways have you networked through the years, and what has worked and not worked for you?
Well, the biggest thing to any of them is follow-up, and that's not just because I own a company that does follow-up, but so many people take these cards they gather and do nothing with them. And the whole point is...
Oh, that's not true. They're nice coasters. I
that too. But, you know, you got to link on LinkedIn. You got to give them a call. You got to get them in your CRM. There's steps that you have to do to make these things pay off.
Yes.
And, you know, we do a lot of trade shows. I work at trade shows, lots of networking. But I'm lucky enough to have the staff to help me to do that. If I had to personally do it, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so that's why we offer that service too for all these folks. You know, we help them get in front of people.
So it's not only the calls, but it's also the reach outs beyond that. You guys helping with that end?
Yeah, the nurturing even after the appointment.
Love
of course, all the nurturing that goes into it. But even after you meet them, it takes 8 to 12 touches to turn them into a client.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
If that's monthly, it's like once you meet them, you're going to close them 8 to 12 months later if you do something every month. So we can do that. We can send a pen, and then the next month send an email, and then the third month send a call.
It's all about staying top of mind, right?
Yep. I always say, you know, if someone's sitting in SEO and putting, you know, your industry, pest control in my area, we've both failed. Right? They should know you, especially if you're territorial. All the companies around should know you, and we help with that.
Love it, love it, love it.
So, when you are here at these networking things, you see a lot of familiar faces.
I do.
Let's talk about some of your relationships that you have fostered from networking and watching them grow and seeing maybe their kids grow and their communities grow and stuff like that. Networking's about a bit of community, isn't it?
It really is. And you really have to do it repeatedly. You have to, you know, I see you guys, I see Jeff all over the place. Matter of fact, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, there's my networking buddy. You know, he does this small business show and all that. But yeah, I think consistency, again, with all these outreach things is important, whether it's a Chamber of Commerce or a BNI or a networking event. Even my trade shows. If I start a new trade show, a national trade show, I know I got to go 4 years before I even have enough recognition and consistency that people will trust me.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, you really, I think, you know, being there repeatedly is a big deal.
And you're trading what, business cards, or you're trading like baseball cards?
Business cards.
Business cards.
the ever important business card.
All right, Patricia, with Rainmaker Sales Support, tell me, if someone wanted to get a hold of you and talk about maybe getting cold calls for them, how would they do so?
I love that question. 314-433-4661 is my direct line, or Patricia at rainmakersalessupport.com.
And you are national.
I am.
You're not?
National.
I just want to make sure I got that across.
And Canada.
You guys are all over the place.
We are.
You may just sit here, but you're all over the place making calls.
We are.
Love it. Love it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is
the Network-A-Thon?
The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
Welcome to the Network-A-Thon podcast right here in St. Louis, Missouri at Dave & Buster's. We're hanging out. We're kicking our feet. We're dancing a little bit. It's fun.
Meeting interesting people that are wondering what's going on, what are you doing, why are you doing this, but still happy to share with them.
All we want to know is what people do and why they do it. Why?
So there's someone here. I want to know who they are, what they do, why they do. Who is this?
This is Hadley. Hadley, tell me. So you're with Triple H?
Yeah, Triple H Handyman Services.
There you go, Triple H Handyman Services. So tell me, what do you do? Obvious.
So I am a handyman. I got about 20 years experience.
Okay.
Let me just kind of throw this out there. Beforehand, it was Triple H Carpentry.
Oh, wow.
I have worked for other companies as well, but I just kind of realized, hey, if I go and run my own business and do the things that I know that I need to get done for the client, it's like, yes, there's more freedom, but at the same time, there's a certain freedom in taking the responsibility of the job, because it's like, yes, you're getting the job done for the clientele, but it's like every single job that I have, I kind of feel like it's advertisement for what it is that I actually do.
You're connecting with them. You're making whatever their dreams or, their unfortunate elements that happen to them.
Yeah.
Like this. You're helping them out in needy times, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
Love it.
So you've been doing this for 20 years. How'd you get into this? Obviously, there's helping dad around the house or what's not, or how did it go?
All right, so the way this works the way this had worked, so I grew up in the union and then was going to different, working for different companies, right? But in the evening, I would help people who had their own businesses too. Yeah. I would do a lot of stuff for my sister and my mom. My sister actually had her husband pass away, so I'm over there every Thursday night trying to help her. She's got like this box furniture, different pool deck that I made for her as well, curtain rod going up, drywall that's got to be fixed. I'm like, I pretty much do all of this stuff anyway.
So it's the carpentry that you're doing. That's carpentry element, but you also do more than that, right?
Yes. Good question. Thanks for asking that. So it was carpentry in the past, kind of branching out now. Now it's kitchen countertops, cabinets. Let's see. Right now, I'm actually tiling somebody's shower as we speak. I'd say the furniture stuff that you get in a box that people just don't like doing that at all.
Yes.
I love that stuff.
Like IKEA?
That's my jam.
I like IKEA.
Yeah, IKEA.
I love
Exactly.
IKEA stuff.
Yes.
Like my wife will look at this and she goes, "It's just pictures." I go, "I know." I get to discover the picture.
Exactly.
It's so much fun.
It's like advanced Legos is what it really is.
Exactly. It's
Exactly
modern.
it.
It is
Exactly
modern
it.
Legos or Tinker Toys or whatever.
My nephew once called it, is this like a grown-up erector set? Sure, why not? Why not?
Yeah. So beyond like the building of stuff and the carpentry, what about like things like electric, plumbing, things like that? Do you help out on that element?
So I help out on it. I'm not a licensed plumber. There's a lot of their formulas they have that it's here's what I do as far as plumbing is concerned and as far as electrical, okay? Like in a bathroom, if you're moving your sink, let's say we get a 30-inch vanity right here, you want to do 34. The sink has to move over 6 inches, right? So with the plumbing, to be able to do that, you got to open up the drywall, go in there, cut the piping out, bring it back in there, put the extensions in there, and then there you have a sink that's hooked up. Same kind of way is electrical, is if I have a switch right here, I know I'm going to put a mirror into the wall. This has to go. It's got to transfer over, right? Hopefully the basement isn't finished down below, 'cause it's like a lot more drywall work. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Is if you know how to do drywall work, you can mud and tape. There's not really a whole lot.
You're comfortable with that. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
What about like squirrel wrangling?
Squirrel wrangling.
If I have squirrels in my upper attic area, can you help me out with that?
So here's the thing. The job, all it requires is the right tools. If I got the right tool for it, sure, let's get it done.
BB gun. and a weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Give me a nice light and a long net. We got this done.
All right, so I want to ask this question, but I don't want it to come across as, because I see a huge value. I don't want this to come across as you made a conscious decision, but there is a lot of value with people taking up the trades, especially nowadays. You know, you see colleges and AI and stuff, but there will always be a need for someone to replace a sink, do the electric stuff like that. Plus, you also get the reward of giving back. As a person that's been doing it for 20 years, let's talk a little bit about that, because, you know, you could go and work for a big corporation and do all that kind of stuff, but let's talk about why, or what you get out of doing what you do.
Okay, so let's see. I think that a huge thing for me is my kids. It's like being able to teach them these things that I can do. I think that's an amazing thing. I think that you kind of touched on one thing as well, is if I go and work for somebody, kind of an issue that I have is, okay, how long am I going to work for this employer?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it goes on for 9 months and then I'm done with it. So I'm like, okay.
It's a skill you can take with you forever.
Yeah, and I can continue to keep learning, because if I don't know how to do something, I go and I learn to do it, because I feel like that's a huge thing that people don't want to do.
Yeah, in a corporation, you are literally a line item on a page.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm not saying the pay, okay, the pay's better if you own your own business. I think it's kind of an obvious thing. But I just kind of feel like, okay, if I'm going to have this trial of not knowing where the work is going to come from, I might as well just own my own business and get this taken care of, to put all of the concentration back onto trying to find clientele and seeing who it is that I can meet. I think that was the question.
That's
you were
exactly
asking.
the question.
that's
exactly what it was. It was doing that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, Hadley, you're at a networking event right now. Why is networking important to you?
Especially in your job.
All right, so kind of a couple things here is, first off, there's a lot of property owners here, a lot of real estate agents that will go into houses that are like, I don't really know if I like this, the way this room is set up. Maybe we can move a wall around, or I don't know if the basement door, they can't quite open it for some reason. Like, hey, I need somebody who can fix this type of stuff. I'm your guy, right? At the same time, I want to be able to. I learned a couple things here that I didn't even know were real, as far as, I guess, website building the business itself, how that could pertain to what it is I'm trying to grasp for. Let's see.
Well, it's also, again, networking. Like, if you necessarily hear something, I can't do it, but I know a guy, or this person, I can't do this research, but I know Hadley. I can do it.
Yeah, being a resource too. Because if I have a client that I'm a really good handyman for them, it's like kind of going after those pain points, right? It's like, hey, I know that you're a handyman down here, but I also feel like I need a dentist, I don't know, shoe repair. People still do these days, or you know, my cousin wants to sell his car. I was like, I know the guys for that. So then, not only am I helping you with your handyman business, doing the stuff that I came to do, but it's like I'm easing all your pain points right there by being the guy that you get the resources from too. And since we're all in the same networking group type thing,
tell him what to do.
I'm like, hey, can we get a front discount in here? I don't know.
All right, so if someone would love a handyman to help them out and maybe just vent something off of you, how would they do so? How would they meet you?
Okay, so I do have a Facebook page. Okay. It's Triple H Handyman Business. That's kind of a tongue twister there. And then phone number. I don't know, I have this on my business card as far as wherever this is going to go. And then I have my email address is h-tripled at, what is it? 2521
at h-tripled 2521 at gmail.com.
Yes.
Or you can call you at 636-345-2052.
That's it.
There we go. There we go.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, man.
This is really cool.
Thanks, Hadley.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is the
Network-A-Thon?
The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
Here we go. We're on the Network-A-Thon podcast, networking around the nation, and today we're in St. Louis, Missouri.
We're around the nation?
Around the nation.
Where else are we going to go?
In some parts of Canada as well.
Okay. Well, hello, Canadians.
The lower parts.
How's it fun, eh?
Right.
That is Ted. I am Shu. We are at Dave & Buster's. We actually do this a couple times for Mark Bremer. This year?
I don't know why.
We're told by another person that knows Mark. Mark said, you need to come and talk to me about my job, and here she is. Who is she?
Hey, this is Lori Licavoli. There we
You
go.
butchered it, and I knew it. I knew it.
It's a Licavoli? Like
Licavoli. Let's say it all
Licavoli.
together. Licavoli.
Sounds German.
Yeah.
Japanese.
With Boyer Fire Protection.
Boyer Fire Protection, yeah.
There you go, Boyer Fire Protection. So tell me a little bit about what you do.
I'm Laurie Licavoli, and I work for Boyer Fire Protection. I'm a fire and life safety specialist. I represent Boyer, and I go out into the community. Pretty much every commercial building is required to have a fire extinguisher on the wall. But larger buildings, and depending on their occupancy, need to have a fire sprinkler system or a fire alarm. And Boyer has been in the community for 20 years. They are a family-owned operation, and they are growing. They are amazing, and they represent the St. Louis community. They are here, they're local. So they install sprinklers, they inspect sprinklers, and now we are in the alarm business. And so any business that needs protection, whether it's sprinklers, alarms, extinguishers, we're here for you. We're here to protect St. Louis and the people and your businesses. We're here for you.
What about really long ropes? Do you have those too?
No, I do not have ropes. No ropes, but we do have extinguishers. And one of the things I love about extinguishers is teaching extinguisher class. Unlike sprinkler systems and alarms, extinguishers are not automatic. So you have to train people how to use them. And it's not a lot of training. It doesn't have to be an expert, but you have to have a basic understanding of how to use an extinguisher.
Sure.
You need to know like, where's my closest extinguisher? If I'm sitting here at my desk, where is it? If I'm in the break room and I'm burning my salmon that's making everyone want to punch me in the face, where is that extinguisher? Because that's where the magic happens, is always in the break rooms at a business. Where is that extinguisher? Do I know how to grab it? Do I know how to pull the tag? Do I know how to... Again, you don't.
When was that extinguisher service last?
When was it serviced last? Do you just pull the pin and fling it like an extinguisher? No.
Yeah, it's kind of like a grenade. You just throw it in there.
It's exactly. That's all. That's it. That's it. No. But we expect people to know it's called pass, pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. So you walk up to a fire, it's a small contained fire, like a trash can or something small.
And you start punching it. I think we have video on that. Listen.
Exactly. 100%.
Just punching it.
There you go.
There's a over there, punch it there, put that fire there. No.
That's it. That's what we want to tell people, is to keep themselves safe in their environment where they work. And this is a wonderful environment today because we're all here networking, and it's a workplace environment meeting, and it's wonderful. And it's no matter where you work, whether it's an environment of 2 or 3 people or 1,000 people, everyone deserves to go home.
Yes.
Everyone deserves to be safe. Go home. So whether you have a sprinkler building or a non-sprinkler building, you have extinguishers because that's required by the fire code.
Yes.
Boyer wants to teach you how to use those. We teach the fire extinguisher class. So we'd love to come to your business and help you with that and get that to you, get that in your hands and show you. But extinguishers are so important, people don't realize. There's been a lot of fires recently in the news out in California, some of these warehouses that took off, and no one stepped up and grabbed that extinguisher and knocked it down.
Why do you think that is? Are they afraid?
I don't know, or
non-training?
lack of training, or I really don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't want to speak to it. But I thought
know. Maybe with you being in the industry, they look back and say, like, you know what, we were unaware, or maybe this particular extinguisher did not put out this fire correctly, or that kind of thing. So the training would be beneficial.
The training that Boyer can provide, because Boyer is 100%. We are dedicated
to the safety, the 100% safety of our customers.
Yes.
It's a family-based company. It's a St. Louis company. We are here for our people, and we take care of our customers. And we offer that. I mean, I've taught extinguisher class at Botanical Gardens.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm teaching next week down at Nestle Purina. And it matters. And I know we have several senior living facilities and apartment buildings where it matters. The vast majority of fires are still far and away cooking fires. Whether it's in your kitchen, whether it's in your break room, that's where it's going to start.
All the more reason to not cook.
Or to know how to put a fire out correctly. Because I've seen people, there'll be a grease fire, and they throw water on the stove.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And they throw water. And I'll tell you, a lot of people have come to me with questions about, you'll see these fire blankets out there. Have you seen these these fire blankets? And I would not say throw them in the trash. I would never say get rid of them. But I will say this. As a retired fire marshal, is that fire extinguishers use that first. Have an extinguisher nearby, and because the properties of a fire extinguisher means you have distance.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You have distance. You can be here and you can spray that fire.
Right.
From a distance, right? From whether it's a trash can, whether it's a stovetop, you can knock it down. And then if you have one of those fire blankets, whip that thing out and then throw it over and use that to contain it, to finalize it. But I think if you have something that's really flaming up and you use one of those fire blankets, you're endangering yourself to light your clothes, your face.
Yeah, you're bound to burn yourself, all that kind of
stuff.
So it's better to stay away from it.
I would never say get rid of fire blankets, but I would say it's a second defense. It's a second defense. You extinguisher first, fire blanket second.
Yes, a fire is already hot. It doesn't need a hug of warmth.
It doesn't need a.
Everybody needs a hug, Tedador.
I like hugs, but just not up in my lungs.
Yes, doesn't need to snuggle up in a blanket.
I do not. But
and another thing is, people don't really understand how quick a fire can move.
Oh my gosh, a fire doubles in size every 60 seconds.
And like at Christmas
every 60
time,
seconds.
with
Yes,
the Christmas
I know.
trees, like how quick that stuff
It can.
goes.
And I'm full of these statistics, and I'm a lot of fun at parties to tell you how many ways you can die in your house. And I don't get invited.
Riveting.
All right, I'm going to drink. You tell me how I'm going to die.
I know. Go to sleep. I'm going to tell you how you're going to die.
So, Lori, who's your perfect client? Who are you always looking to help?
We are, personally, I am always looking to help senior residential facilities, whether there's nursing homes or an assisted living, because I know seniors are our most vulnerable population, right?
Reaction
and
time.
I want to make sure that their buildings are the safest, that the people who look after them understand how to use those systems, and they understand how to use extinguishers, and they can protect them and get them out as swiftly and quickly as possible. They're always so close to my heart. And so if you would ask me the places I look out for the most, or if I'm going to reach out to the most, I'm like, yeah, it's going to be skilled facilities, assisted livings, any place where our seniors are, that really they're close to my heart.
And then in regards to where you guys service, I mean, you're based in St. Louis, but it seems like you guys are a national club.
Oh my God, we're in St. Louis, we are in up in Michigan, and we are in Illinois, but we go all the way out. I mean, we can go all the way to Columbia, Missouri. We have technicians all over the state.
Wow.
So you need us, we're going to be there. We're going to be there. Boyer is wonderful. Rich Boyer, he's been in business for 20 years. It's a St. Louis company. They're so happy to be celebrating their 20th anniversary, and I'm so happy to be a part of their company. I'm a retired fire marshal, okay? And fire marshals were kind of like code geeks, and we're not always everyone's favorite. I like to think, but
that was one of my favorite characters on that late night show, the fire marshal guy.
I know.
Jim Carrey's guy.
Yeah. But I will say this for the Boyer family, they were like, because their integrity is amazing, as they said, no, we want the girl who knows the code.
Yes.
We want the people with integrity. We want her who's going
to
make sure that you're doing it right. And that's because I'll be the first to tell you if you're doing it wrong.
So you know,
just ask my husband.
I will
He'll tell
point fingers.
You ask Mr. LeCavalier, he'll say, "Oh my God, she's there to tell you. She's there doing it wrong."
You know all about the code and stuff like that. How do you translate that? You seem fun and exciting. Let's just quickly give me like a party. We've hired you for my office. Give me your 30-second pitch on why you should teach us fire safety.
Because I want to make sure that you're going to have a party and that everyone who comes to your party, they come in and they can make it out safely. I'm going to make sure that if you have rear exits, that they're working. And I'm not just going to look at that door and see you have a door. I'm going to walk up to that door, I'm going to smash it, make it, push it open. Because, there's some idiot that came behind and he painted it, or there's some bricks behind it, or something behind. I'm going to
Or outside they have
that
trash cans,
That's right.
all that other
That's
kind
right. You can't always control what goes on inside a building, but for the love of God, everyone deserves to get out. Everyone deserves to get out. And that's the whole thing.
So you know Mark and all of his networking.
Yes, I do.
So you obviously are not afraid to talk to people.
No.
What do you get out of networking and something like this, like in a networking event and things of that nature?
Well, I'm shy.
I was going to say that. You need to come out.
I need to figure out how to let go and embrace people.
I am a wallflower.
I know. No, I mean, it really means a lot to me because here's what I'm going to tell you a little secret. This is my former fire district. I was with Pattonville Fire. And if you walk out of the building, there's permits on the window.
I saw them coming in, yes.
Those have my name. But my favorite thing about doing what I do now is I'm not just bound to this geographic area. I get to take care of people all around the St. Louis area.
Safety is universal.
I love it. I started my career, my 36 years career in the fire service. I started as a paramedic for City of St. Louis, and I worked for the city from 1994, and I was of the flood in 93, and I was down there for all that, and then I went to University City Fire for 7 years before I came to Pattonville, and I love the St. Louis area. I absolutely do, and it's my privilege to be able to serve, and I'm a born and raised St. Louis girl, and I love St. Louis, and so that's my privilege, is to be able to hear and keep everyone safe. Like I said, everyone goes to where we go to work or go to the movies, go to the mall, but everyone should go home. Everyone should go home.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I'm here for that.
All right, Lori, so if someone wanted to talk to you about Boyer Fire Protection, how would they do so?
Go ahead and give me a call at 314-241-9944, extension 113. Or you can email me or just contact Boyer Fire and just reach out to them and say, hey, we want to talk to that crazy Laurie girl.
When she calls, she may be quiet on the other line. You got to
She might be quiet. She's
like Gavoli? Like Gavoli?
I swear to God. Because here's the thing. I fought backstoppers 5 times, and if you say my name like that one more time, I'm going to knock your ass out. Because I'm not putting up with it. I got a left hook. I'm a lefty. I'm a southpaw.
I will break you.
So if my shoulder drops one way, I would say step right. So don't mess my name up again. Like I said,
I'm going to go grab a blanket and hug a fire.
That's right. But you should feel good about yourself, and it's okay. But even it's all right. But I'm better than you. But anyway, it's okay. So I'm glad.
But anyways,
thanks for chatting with us. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for having me. I love what I do, and I'm really so thankful to be here and be a part of this. It was a wonderful event. Thank you so much.
Gold.
Here's another EG Media Group production.
Create, connect, convert.
Tell us about yourself.
What is the
Network-A-Thon?
The Network-A-Thon.
What is the Network-A-Thon?
Network-A-Thon is the premier business networking event. And now, on to the Network-A-Thon podcast.
On to the Network-A-Thon podcast right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm meeting so many people. I'm bonding.
Cards? Are you shaking?
I got all the business cards.
Are you making lots of lunches and coffees?
Yes. We are mingling and networking. Soon I will just be eating lunch after lunch with people.
It's like when you put your business card in for a free lunch. I just put it in every restaurant, hoping I get a free lunch at some point there.
And for some reason, I keep offering to buy lunch for everybody, too.
That is Ted. I am Shu. We're at the Network-A-Thon.
Hello.
Let me say that. We're at the Network-A-Thon at Dave & Buster's, the third one for the year, and we have someone that came up and wanted to chat with us. Who is she?
Oh, this is Karen Frank. Karen Frank, you're with Davis Finney Foundation for Parkinson's. So tell me, what do you do?
Well, I'm living with Parkinson's, and I fundraise for Parkinson's.
Fundraise for Parkinson's. There you go.
Parkinson's.
And then, exactly. There we go. So tell me a little bit about what you do and why you do it. Obviously, we kind of know.
Well,
it's kind of self-explanatory.
Kind of.
Yes.
I'm the 5th person in my family to have Parkinson's disease. And so I started a foundation in honor of my father, who also lived with Parkinson's. And I pull businesses in from around all of St. Louis to sponsor and participate and ride stationary bikes at a professional bike race called the Gateway Cup.
Oh, yes.
So we have about 50 sponsors from companies as big as Worldwide Technology to big, small mom and pop shops. But folks come and they volunteer, and it's a family-friendly party, and they ride stationary bikes, including wheelchair bikes, race side while we watch a professional bike race.
Oh, very cool, very cool. And so tell me a little bit about the foundation. Like, what's the goal? What are you guys trying to get out of it?
So this event supports two organizations. One is a national services-based organization called the Davis Phinney Foundation for Parkinson's. We provide free resources to help people live well with an incurable condition that's very hard to live well with. My organization, which is hosting this event called the Bernard Norman Frank Foundation, is purely a philanthropic organization that provides grant support to great work in the community, including the Davis Phinney Foundation for Parkinson's. So we're looking at providing grants to provide stationary bicycles for community centers who perhaps don't have access to the same equipment. Or we work with Washington University to do a study to look at Parkinson's in the Black and African American community.
Well, interesting.
Why they don't have the same resources that others do.
Okay. And just for the layman who's listening on the podcast, where are we with Parkinson's these days?
Well, it's the fastest growing neurological condition in the world, faster than MS and Alzheimer's combined. Numbers are skyrocketing and people are getting diagnosed younger and younger. So mostly we see from pesticides, industrial solvents, lifestyle choices, and also choices we don't choose, like what's in our water and what's in our soil.
It's
and
all
our
the
food.
Plastic in our brains right now.
Yeah, and probably the plastic in our brains. I must have a lot of plastic. But basically the work that I'm doing in the community is bringing awareness. I mean, funds are important, but bringing awareness and saying that, we see you, we hear you, we're here for you.
Yeah.
To help you. So they're sort of they don't get as much funding and research for Parkinson's as we get for Alzheimer's disease.
Interesting. I thought, it'd be hand in hand almost.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like a fraction.
Oh.
But it's growing faster than Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, wow. So tell me, if someone had a parent or really wanted to be more involved with your foundation, how would they do so?
They would learn about the Davis Phinney Foundation through going online and see that, we have like 900 YouTube videos, which are actionable, like curated pieces for content. We have 140 ambassadors across the nation, so they can connect one-on-one. They can come to Pedal in Place at the race in Florissant and support this event in the community. My number and name, you're welcome to share it with people. They can contact me directly and I'll hook them up with resources available to them in St. Louis.
Excellent. And when is the event?
My event that's fundraising for Parkinson's is on Labor Day on September 7th on Florissant City Hall lawn. So we have 60 stationary bikes. So Cycle Bar closes their location to revenue and they bring all their bikes, their instructors, their sound systems out to the community. We ride stationary bikes and fundraise for Parkinson's race side while we're watching the biggest and best bike race in the country. So these are, Olympic athletes, Tour de France athletes who are riding through the streets of Florissant and all throughout St. Louis.
That's great.
We are participating.
Participating in our own
safe way.
Yes, safe way, exactly.
In our own safe way.
So you probably find this very beneficial to be able to do at a networking event like that and kind of break through the ice. I have a buddy that actually I went to high school with who has Parkinson's, and he has the best sense of humor about it because you almost have to. He goes, it's here or whatever. And he goes, but people don't really understand how tiring it is on the body and things of that nature. And it's a great way to educate because you're still able to perform out in the community and do things like that. But let's talk about why networking maybe makes your cause a little bit more understandable.
Well, networking is everything because we reach the community where they're at. But one of the things that's interesting for me with Parkinson's at a networking event, it affects your voice.
Okay.
And so the sound level of my voice is difficult. And, as much as I want to connect with every person here, I have trouble speaking.
Sure.
And so learning how to overcome that and connect with someone enough to just say, hey, can I take your business card and call you when it's not so loud?
Yes.
And it's sort of like squirrel, shiny thing. Everybody's looking around. But truthfully, we're here for each other, and it's partnerships. It's not just one-way street for us, and we try to serve our sponsors and meet their business needs where they're at.
And connecting with people on a human-to-human level, right?
Yeah, for someone to see what we're doing. I'm out here, I live with a condition, but it doesn't stop me, and I come. And, a lot of it's just personal connection. I'd like to be connected to businesses, but there's everyone I've talked to. Oh, I have an uncle with Parkinson's, and my dad has this, or my grandpa, or whatever.
Right.
And then I can talk to them about how we can help.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. All right. So one more time, just so we can sign off with this. If someone wanted to reach out to your foundation, how would they do so?
How would they do so? Like specifically?
Just audio-wise for the podcast.
Audio-wise. Okay. They would reach out to Karen F. Davis Finney at gmail.com. They could also call the Davis Finney Foundation, and they would hook people up. But most importantly, come to Florissant and participate and pedal in place at the race with your business, your family, your church.
Is there a website that we can drive it to?
Yeah, on Give Butter.
Okay. Awesome.
GiveButter.com.
Yeah, so www.givebutter.com. Pedal in place at the race 2026.
Love it.
You got it.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.